Hi, it's Sunny Chapman. I'm here for another week's episode of IGTV, and today I want to talk about raising prices. Dun dun dun. I love talking about raising prices, and I know a lot of people don't, and it makes people uncomfortable, and it brings up all of our stuff. But I've been in business for 20 years, almost 20 years, and I have raised my prices a lot in that time. Sometimes incrementally and sometimes massively. Huge quantum leaps and sometimes just incremental little pieces. So I know all about it. So if you want to be more profitable in your business and you want to make more money in your business, there's a few ways to do that, right? You can either raise your prices to work with less people, or you can get more people and keep your prices low. Or you can do passive income models where you grow a really, really big list and you have a really, really low price. And there's a bunch of different variations on that, but basically you can either have a lot of audience at a low price, or you can have really high ticket items with a very small group of people. I chose the latter. I chose having very high ticket annual contracts that I work with my clients for a very small group of clients, because it is my personal preference, and none of this is right or wrong. It's my personal preference to have strong quality working relationships, and I like to be involved in those, because you can also scale that way by growing team and having more and more people take over. And I have a small team, but I do like to have those relationships with my clients. I do like to work one-on-one still. So in order to do that, I have high ticket prices for a small family of clients, and other people have the opposite. They have a lot of clients at a lower price. And like I said, none of that there's not one right way. It's just whatever way works for you and your particular personality and your particular desires and your particular strengths and what you like and how you like your life to look and what you want your time freedom to be like or not be like, and how much you want to do and how much you want to outsource. There's all kinds of questions that come into it. But for today's video, I just want to talk about raising your prices. If you are in the camp that you want to raise your prices and you would like to move towards more high-end contracts and high-end retainers, such as my model, but you are feeling unsure of yourself and unsure of your ability to do that, and or it makes you feel like a fraud. It might make you feel like a fraud to try and raise your prices, because people, you might be like I was at that stage in my life, at each stage when I went to raise my prices, and think, I can't charge that. I wouldn't even pay that. I don't have the money to pay that. Who would pay that? If I'm not comfortable with it, I'm definitely not going to be able to receive that. So I'm just going to stay where I'm at, where it's comfortable. And you are unable to see beyond what your own current level of being able to afford things is. And it's scary and it's triggering. And you might feel like a fraud, because how can you charge something that you can't even currently pay or wouldn't pay yourself? And my view of this, as somebody who's raised her prices a lot and raised her prices to levels that she couldn't afford at the time, and then is that when I did, I then became the person who was able to afford that level of pricing. And then when I did again, I then became the person that was able to afford that level of pricing. So you can't become that without setting your intention on that, and you can't set your intention on that without claiming it in some way. And so to me, it's just like you have a dream house and it's slightly outside of your budget and you're looking at houses. Let's say you are in the market for a house, whether it's renting or buying, and it's just outside your budget, but you go and you look at it anyway, and you go and you tell yourself, I just love this place and I would really love to live here. You let yourself visit it. Okay, this is a metaphor. You let yourself visit it and you let yourself claim, I would love to live here. I'm going to live here. And then resources and solutions and magic happens that gets you away, some kind of way, some kind of breadcrumbs, connected dots so that you can afford that house and you get the extra money to afford that house or that new rent or whatever. But you could not grow yourself into that without first allowing yourself to walk in there. And that takes self-worth. So really, and I know you hear me say this all the time because it's always about this, is it comes down once again to self-worth. Who am I to get that? Who am I to get that? And if you consider yourself worthy enough to just go to the open house and look at it, or worthy enough to even create, put that picture of that house up on your wall or whatever, then you are asserting your worth in a way, and then you grow yourself into those prices that you're wanting to charge, and you grow yourself into that house, etc. See what I mean? So, and without that, you can stay comfortable, but you won't be able to grow into that level. And you don't have to, but you are worth it. So it really is a question of worth, and it's going to come down to worth for you. But if you decide to assert that, yes, this is what I want. I'm not sure how I'm going to get that yet. I'm not sure who's going to pay that. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, because my current prices, there was a time when I was like, nobody will ever pay that. And they totally did, and they totally do. And now what I once considered a price that was insane is like my lowest thing, or something I don't even offer anymore. And the mindset just evolves and up levels and up levels. But you do have to grow yourself into it, and it is a process. But by asserting your worth and claiming that, even if you don't know how, and even if you don't really feel ready, and even if it makes you feel fraudulent, you are saying to life, yes. You are saying to that thing, yes. And life will send you breadcrumbs to show you the way. You just open that first door by saying yes. And you don't have to do it all radically. I tend to be radical that way, but you don't have to do that, and it will send you for a loop if you do. So you can ease your way into it. You can start with a variation of things and have your, yes, I want this price, be your top thing, your top shelf package or whatever. And you grow yourself into it. You say it out loud. You say it out loud again and again and again. And people say, what? No, huh? And you keep saying it, and you keep owning it, and you keep growing yourself into it, and you keep dealing with the embarrassment and all the stuff that's going to come up around that. But you will grow yourself into it, and before you know it, that thing you always wanted will just be like, meh, like no biggie. I swear, it's truly magic. So once again, stay with yourself. This is all comes down to self-worth, and if you want to work on your self-worth and you want to stabilize your income and make more money, and you need help in that regard, I highly suggest you come into my Feast or Famine No More course, and you can find that at saltyolivedesign.com/feast, or get on my list at saltyolivedesign.com/worth. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.